Israel has been facing global flack over the deadly Gaza school strike. While Gaza health authorities claim at least 100 displaced Palestinians were killed, Israel claims 19 Hamas and Islamic Jihad militants were killed in the strike. Israel has released a series of videos to defend its actions. Take a look at this video released by the IDF. The visual shows an aerial view of the Al Tabeen compound after the airstrike. It shows a minaret and an outline of the mosque building. The Israeli military has released yet another video. It claims to have struck some 30 Hamas targets over the past 24 hours. The military alleges it struck military structures, an anti-tank missile launch post and weapons storage facility. The IDF has accused Hamas of using school compounds for military operations. A statement by the Israeli army says the strike was carried out using 3 precise ammunitions. But experts believe it cannot cause the amount of damage that is being reported by the Hamas-run government.
Following the strike, the Hamas-run Government Information Office in Gaza published an unverified casualty count, which was then shared around the world. These figures do not distinguish between combatants and non-combatants, and they do not match the information held by the IDF. This pattern of systematic abuse of schools for military activities by Hamas and Islamic Jihad endangers both Gazans and Israeli civilians. It must be condemned by the international community.
The Hamas-run government has rubbished claims by Israeli forces. It alleges many displaced people were attacked while they were performing prayers.
I was getting ready for the dawn prayer with the others. Suddenly, they were cut into pieces and became martyrs. And dozens of the wounded were taken to hospital. As you can see, we are collecting the remains of the martyrs.
The West has denounced Israel's school strike. Israel's ally, the US, in its statement says the strike underscores the urgency of a ceasefire and hostage deal. The UK has raised concerns over restrictions on aid. Qatar and Egypt, involved in negotiations between Israel and Hamas, say the attack shows a lack of willingness on the Israeli side to put an end to the ferocious war. Israel, on the other hand, has shrugged off school strike critics to issue new Gaza evacuation orders. It has expanded evacuation orders in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip overnight. This has forced tens of thousands of Palestinians to leave in the dark as explosions from the tank shelling reverberated around them.
انه كل ابراج حمد اخلاء زي ما انت شايف، كلنا مش عارفين وين نروح، وكلمه وين نروح مش سهله. هاينا نحن نطلع على مكان احنا لسه مش عارفين خيره من شره، ومش عارفين اذا احنا هنروح خيام او بيت او مش عارفين مدرسه.
احنا يا عم تعبنا 50 مره نزحنا، يا عم حلونا، وين العرب؟ احنا الاقصى مش إلنا لحالنا، الاقصى لجميع المسلمين، يا عم حسوا فينا والله.
And for more on this, we earlier spoke to Dr. Hassan Al-Hassan. Dr. Hassan is a senior fellow for Middle East policy at International Institute for Strategic Studies, and this is what he had to say.
It's very difficult to corroborate these claims that the Israeli military makes. There's really almost no way to independently verify the identity of these individuals, especially since Israel continues to block access for foreign journalists and frankly often targets local journalists who would otherwise have been able to provide some coverage. But since Gaza remains blocked out from international coverage and reporting to a very large extent, it becomes obviously very difficult to verify these claims. Now, beyond that, the question of whether it is legitimate to kill and maim hundreds and hundreds of civilians in order to take out one or two or more Hamas militants, I think, has become extremely pressing. We've seen Israel in the past justify the killing of hundreds under the pretext of taking out even one Hamas commander. And I think that this obviously is a point that raises international concern, and one that international legal bodies and UN panel of experts have picked up on. So I think not only is it difficult to verify those claims by the Israeli military, it's also questionable whether, even if in fact these claims were to be true, whether that would be a legitimate way to conduct military operations.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.